Do you ever wake up feeling cheated by your own sleep? You did everything right. You went to bed at a reasonable hour. You got 7, maybe even 8 hours. But that morning, alarm feels like an insult. Your body feels heavy. Your mind is foggy. And those muscles from that walk, or the gardening you did, they still ache. It's as if the off switch worked, but the repair switch never flipped on. You are not imagining this. We spend so much time worrying about our mattress, our pillows, or the temperature of the room. We blame stress. We blame getting older. We think we just need more sleep. But we rarely ask the most important question. Did we give our body the right fuel to actually use that sleep? What if the reason you wake up tired is not because of how you slept, but because of what you ate 3 hours before? We have been taught to see dinner as the end of the day, a final reward. For some, that's a big, heavy meal that weighs you down. For others, it's a tiny salad, trying to be good before bed. Both of these approaches are failing you. They are failing to fuel the most critical phase of your entire day, the deep, restorative work that happens only when you are unconscious. That feeling of waking up sore and exhausted is a direct signal. It's your body telling you that it went into the workshop overnight, looked for the building blocks it needed to fix the day's damage, and found the shelves completely bare. What if one meal, the right meal, could change this entire cycle? What if your dinner was the single most powerful tool you have to unlock deep sleep, accelerate muscle repair, and finally wake up feeling whole again? It's not your fault. We are given 1,000 mixed signals about that last meal of the day. Don't eat after 6 p.m. You need carbs to sleep. Avoid protein at night, it's too heavy. A glass of wine will help you relax. Let's look at the 2 most common traps we fall into, traps that many of us think are actually helping our health. First, there is the reward dinner. It's been a long day. You're tired, you're stressed. You feel you've earned a big, comforting meal. This is often a large plate of pasta, a generous portion of rice, or perhaps steak with potatoes. It's warm, it's heavy, and it makes you feel instantly sleepy. We have all felt that comforting, heavy-lidded feeling after a satisfying meal. We call it a food coma. And here is the great misunderstanding. We mistake this food coma for the start of a good night's sleep. We believe that because the meal made us feel sleepy, it must be good for sleep. We are confusing sedation with restoration. That meal, heavy in simple carbohydrates or fats, is like dumping a massive, unexpected project on your body's desk right at closing time. Instead of preparing for its nightly repair shift, your body now has to scramble all its resources just to manage the sudden flood of sugar and fat. Your digestive system is forced to work overtime. Your blood sugar spikes, then crashes. Your body is in a state of metabolic chaos, not quiet preparation. So you fall asleep. Yes, but it's a shallow, agitated sleep. You're not resting. You're just unconscious while your body frantically tries to clean up the mess. Then there is the second trap. The virtuous dinner. This is the opposite extreme. You are trying to be light. You've heard that eating before bed is bad, so you have a small, simple salad, maybe a bowl of soup, or a piece of fruit. You go to bed feeling light, clean, and even a little proud of your discipline. You think, I've given my body a break, now it can just focus on resting. But you've just made a different, perhaps even more critical error. You haven't given your body a break. You've sent your overnight repair crew, the one that needs to fix your muscles, clear toxins from your brain, and rebuild your tissues, into an 8-hour shift with no tools, no supplies, and no building materials. You've asked it to build a house with no bricks, so your body does its best. It enters sleep, but it cannot repair. It cannot build. It can only do the most basic low-energy cleanup. You spend the night in a state of low-level starvation, and you wake up feeling that familiar ache, that soreness, that feeling that your battery is still at 20%. Whether you are overwhelming the system or starving it, the result is the same. You are skipping the single most important healing process of your day. So, let's pull back the curtain on what is really happening inside your body between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. This window of time is when the magic is supposed to happen. It's when your body is scheduled to enter its deepest, most restorative cycles of sleep. This isn't just light sleep. This is the deep wave sleep where your brain literally cleanses itself of toxins. And, crucially for this conversation, it's the phase where your body releases its most powerful repair agent, human growth hormone, or HGH. Think of HGH as the master foreman of your body's overnight construction crew. This foreman is highly sensitive. He only comes out to work when the conditions are perfect, when your body is in a deep state of rest, and when your insulin levels are very, very low. Now, let's look back at that reward dinner. That big plate of pasta, that mountain of rice, that dessert. It floods your system with sugar. Your body panics and releases a tidal wave of insulin to manage this sudden energy surge. This insulin spike is the direct enemy of the repair process. It's now 1 a.m. The foreman, HGH, is supposed to clock in, but he can't. The insulin alarm is blaring. The body is in a state of high alert, dealing with the metabolic chaos you created. It's like trying to do delicate brain surgery in the middle of a rock concert. It's impossible. Your HGH production flatlines. The master foreman never leaves his office. The repair crew never gets its orders. So, you sleep. But your muscles are not repaired. Your tissues are not rebuilt. You are simply unconscious while your body is stuck in damage control mode, desperately trying to store all that excess energy, often as new fat. You wake up feeling heavy, stiff, and just as sore as when you went to bed, because the construction site was closed all night. Now, let's look at the virtuous dinner, the small salad. This time, the conditions seem perfect. No insulin spike, the body is quiet. The metabolic alarms are silent. At 1 a.m., the master foreman, HGH, clocks in. He's ready. He blows the whistle. The entire repair crew assembles, ready to work. They have their blueprints. They know which muscles you stressed, which tissues need mending. The foreman points to the first task. Repair the micro tears in the legs from that long walk. The crew goes to the warehouse to get the raw materials. They are looking for one thing: amino acids, the building blocks of protein. They open the massive warehouse doors, and it's empty. There are no bricks, no mortar, no lumber, nothing. Your light salad, while virtuous, provided zero of the structural materials needed for repair. The foreman and his crew are standing by, fully mobilized, but completely unable to do their job. They are being paid for 8 hours, but they have no tools. And this is where it gets even worse. Your body is not stupid. It knows it's in a deficit. It sees this mobilized repair crew and its empty warehouse. It still needs those amino acids for critical functions. So, it makes a brutal executive decision. It initiates a process called catabolism. It sends the crew to a different part of your body, to your healthy, existing muscle tissue, and orders them to demolish it. It starts breaking down your own hard-earned muscle just to steal its amino acids to survive the night. This is the silent tragedy. You went to bed hoping to repair and rebuild. Instead, because you starved the system of the right materials, your body literally ate its own muscle while you slept. This is why you wake up feeling weak, frail, and why, over time, we lose muscle mass as we age, even when we think we are eating healthy. You are caught in a nightly trap. Either you flood the system with chaos, or you starve it into self-destruction. This is the moment where we must change our entire understanding of dinner. For our entire lives, we have seen dinner as the end of the day. It's the final meal. The day is over. This is fundamentally wrong. Dinner is not the end of today. It is the preparation for the most important work of tomorrow, which begins in just a few hours. Sleep is not a passive state. It is an active, 8-hour metabolic shift. It is the most productive repair shift your body has. So, let's reimagine that 1 a.m. scenario. What is the ideal night? What does that master foreman and his construction crew actually need to do their job perfectly? They need 2 conditions to be met perfectly at the same time. First, they need a quiet work environment. This means low, stable insulin, no sugar spikes, no digestive chaos. The alarms must be off. The rock concert must be over. This allows the foreman, HGH, to emerge and get to work. Second, they need a fully stocked warehouse, but not just stocked. It needs to be stocked in a very specific way. Think about it. A construction job doesn't need all 100 truckloads of bricks delivered at 5 p.m., right before the shift starts. That would create chaos. And it doesn't need them delivered at 8 a.m. after the shift is over. It needs a steady, reliable delivery, a few truckloads at 10 p.m., a few more at 1 a.m., a few more at 4 a.m. This is the aha moment. Your body doesn't just need protein. It needs a slow, steady time release of protein, of amino acids, that trickles into your system all night long. The reward dinner was a flood that shut the site down. The virtuous dinner was a drought that left the crew with no materials. The true repair dinner is like a perfect, intelligent IV drip. It's a meal that gives your body the precious building blocks it needs, but does so gently, slowly over a period of 6 to 8 hours, perfectly matching the duration of your sleep cycle. It's a meal that keeps the warehouse just full enough, all night long, without ever triggering the insulin alarm. This is the key. You are not just eating to feel not hungry. You are eating for 3 a.m. You are strategically fueling the most important recovery phase of your day. The goal is no longer to eat light or eat heavy. The goal is to eat smart for the long shift ahead. When you do this, you are finally aligning your nutrition with your biology. You are giving that repair crew everything they need to do their job. The result? No chaos. No starvation. No self-destruction. Just quiet, efficient, powerful repair. You stop waking up with that familiar dull ache. You stop waking up feeling like your battery is half empty. Instead, you wake up feeling whole, put back together, strong. So, the question is not, should I eat dinner? The question is, what foods on earth can actually do this? What foods provide this perfect, slow-release trickle of repair materials? This brings us to the most important part of our conversation. What are these magic slow-release foods? The answer is a beautiful, synergistic combination of 3 specific types of nutrients. We are not just building a meal, we are building a nightly repair kit. And the foundation of this kit, the absolute non-negotiable, is the right kind of protein. You need a protein that is, by its very nature, slow to digest. The undisputed champion of this category is casein protein. You may have heard of whey protein, which is famous for being absorbed very quickly, often used after a workout. Casein is its partner, and it is the exact opposite. Casein protein is the dominant protein found in dairy. When it enters your stomach, it reacts with the acid and forms a gel-like substance. This gel is incredibly slow to break down. It becomes the perfect delivery system. It is the IV drip we've been looking for. Instead of flooding your system, it releases a slow, steady, consistent trickle of amino acids, those vital building blocks, into your bloodstream for up to 8 hours. The construction crew now has materials being delivered on schedule, every hour, all night long. The warehouse is never empty, but it's also never overwhelmed. Where do you find this? The most potent, effective, and simple sources are cottage cheese and plain Greek yogurt. A single serving of either of these before bed is perhaps the most powerful tool you have for overnight muscle repair. It is the definition of eating for 3 a.m. It single-handedly solves the empty warehouse problem, but that's only part one of the kit. We have the materials. Now, we need to ensure the foreman, HGH, can work, and that the entire construction site is calm and optimized for deep rest. This is where our second nutrient comes in, tryptophan. You've heard of this. It's the amino acid famously found in turkey that makes everyone sleepy after Thanksgiving. Well, it's not a myth. Tryptophan is a precious precursor. Your body takes it and uses it to manufacture serotonin, the feel-good neurotransmitter. And then, as the lights go down, your brain converts that serotonin into melatonin, the master hormone of your sleep-wake cycle. Tryptophan is the biological lights-out signal. It's the key that unlocks the door to deep, restorative sleep. And here is the beautiful synergy. Where do you find tryptophan in high amounts? In turkey and chicken? Yes. But also in that very same cottage cheese and Greek yogurt. So this one food is already doing 2 jobs. It's providing the slow-release bricks and the lights-out signal. Now for the third and final piece of our kit, the master relaxer. You can have the materials and the sleep signal, but if your body is still physically tense, if your nervous system is buzzing from the stress of the day, you will struggle to stay in that deep sleep. We need to tell the muscles and the nerves that it is safe to completely let go. The nutrient that does this is magnesium. Magnesium is nature's own tranquilizer. It is a miracle mineral that is directly responsible for relaxing your muscle fibers. It calms your central nervous system. It's the antidote to that restless feeling, that tension you can't seem to shake. Most of us are chronically deficient in it. By adding a targeted source of magnesium to our nighttime meal, we are completing the trifecta. Where do we get it? A small strategic handful of almonds or walnuts, or even more powerfully, a tablespoon of pumpkin seeds. These nuts and seeds are magnesium powerhouses. Now, look at what we have built. Look at the perfect biological symphony we have created. We combine the Greek yogurt with a handful of almonds. The almonds not only provide the magnesium, but their healthy fats also help to further slow down the digestion of the protein, making that IV drip even more stable and long-lasting. This isn't a meal, it's a strategy. It's a meal that provides the slow-release fuel. That initiates deep sleep, and that calms the body to stay in that sleep. It has solved in one simple bowl every single problem that was sabotaging your rest. And if you want to take it one step further, if you want to add an extra accelerator, you can add a small amount of tart cherries or a single kiwi fruit. These are 2 of the very few foods on Earth that are a direct, natural source of melatonin itself, boosting the entire process. This is the meal. This is this that you eat for dinner. So, how do we put this into practice? How do we make this a simple nightly ritual, not a complicated recipe? This is the easiest part. We are not adding complexity. We are replacing chaos with intelligent design. First, let's be very clear about timing. This is crucial. We need to separate your main dinner from this new repair meal. Think of it this way. Your main dinner, the meal you might share with family, should be light, and it should happen early in the evening. Think a sensible portion of fish or chicken and plenty of vegetables. This meal's job is to give you general energy and nutrients. Then you create a dedicated window of time, about 60 to 90 minutes before you intend to turn off the lights. This is when you have your repair meal. This is not a snack. It is not dessert. It is your nightly fueling. It is the most important health decision you will make all day. Here are 2 simple, powerful blueprints. You can start with one of these tonight. Blueprint 1. The classic repair bowl. This is the most direct and effective combination. Take 1 cup of plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt or full-fat cottage cheese. It must be plain. Sugar is the enemy here. It will trigger the insulin spike and defeat the entire purpose. Add to it 1 small handful of raw almonds or pumpkin seeds. If you wish, add a small handful of tart cherries or 1 sliced kiwi. That's it. Eat this bowl slowly. This is your preparation for rest. This combination is a powerhouse. You are taking in the casein, the tryptophan, and the magnesium, all in 1 perfect synergistic package. It will take you less than 5 minutes to prepare. Blueprint 2. The savory repair plate. Perhaps you don't enjoy dairy or you prefer something savory. This works just as well. Take about 3 or 4 ounces of sliced lean turkey breast or chicken breast. On the side, have a small handful of walnuts. If you can, add a small side of gently warmed spinach. Spinach is another fantastic source of magnesium. This light plate provides the same building blocks: the slow-digesting protein and tryptophan from the turkey, and the calming magnesium from the walnuts and spinach. The key is to change your mindset. You are not sneaking a snack before bed. You are an athlete, and your event is an 8-hour sleep. This is your pregame meal. You are deliberately loading your system with the exact materials it will need at 3 a.m. This is the difference between hoping you'll feel good in the morning and deciding to feel good in the morning. For so long, we have treated our evenings as a time to wind down and shut off. The truth is, our body is just winding up for its most critical work. By giving it this fuel, you are finally, for the first time, cooperating with your own biology. You are removing the roadblocks and stocking the shelves. You are setting that nightly construction crew up for a perfect, productive, and successful shift. Imagine that alarm clock. But this time, instead of dread, you feel quiet, a sense of calm. You open your eyes and the world isn't blurry. You take a breath. You sit up. And that familiar grinding ache in your muscles, the one you thought was just part of aging, it's gone. Or maybe for the first time, it's just quiet. You feel assembled. You feel whole. This is the profound, unmistakable feeling of true biological repair. It is the feeling of waking up at 100% charge, because for the first time, your body was actually allowed to plug in. This is the power you've been missing. It was never about a new mattress, a better pillow, or a sleeping pill. It was about respect. Respecting the incredible work your body is scheduled to do every single night, and having the wisdom to give it the simple tools it needs for the job. This is what it means to work with your body, not against it. This is the kind of deep, simple wisdom we explore here. We are not about fads or quick fixes. We are about fundamentals. If you are tired of waking up tired, if you believe your body is worth investing in, and you want to learn how to truly nourish it for a long, vibrant, and strong life, then I invite you to join this community. Subscribe, and let's continue this journey. Let's learn how to listen to our bodies and how to give them what they're asking for. Tonight, don't just go to bed. Go to work. Fuel your repair. Your future self is waiting to thank you for it.